I'm with Yoav, and we're here in the Negev at a boarding school. Now, what is this boarding school?
It's a unique boarding school for teenagers, asylum seekers from Eritrea. There are around 50 teenagers here that escaped from Eritrea, and they crossed the Israeli border from Sinai. All of them sat in prison, and actually we released them and became their legal guardian. And now we're trying to give them like a normal life of teenagers. You know, the teenagers should have.
What sort of persecution have they been running away from in Eritrea?
In Eritrea, they ran away actually from being recruited to the army, because it's not really regular army service. It's actually for all life term, and it's not, and it's for becoming slaves, you know, and working really hard for 40, 50 years, and so some of them escaped from Eritrea when they were 9 and 10.
Now, the journey from Eritrea must be quite a long way. How have they been treated on the way as they get to Israel?
First of all, there are 2 refugee camps outside of Eritrea. One in Ethiopia, it's called Meini, and the other one is in Sudan, it's called Shagrab. Some of them spend a lot of time there, even more than 1 or 2 years. Many of them were kidnapped from there and brought to Sinai. There is some Bedouin tribe called Rashaida. They're holding them in Sinai, and they're asking for ransom. So they're staying there in Sinai sometimes for long months, and until their families sending the money. You know, we're talking about amounts of $3,000-4,000 usually, but for Eritrean family it's like $500,000 for regular family in Israel. It's really a lot. And when they releasing from there, usually they coming to Israel.
I imagine some of them have actually died on the way as well, have they?
Yeah, a lot of them not surviving, and some getting actually murdered inside the when they captured by the Bedouins, so they're being tortured and getting murdered.
So once they become an asylum seeker here in Israel, what happens to them?
Well, first when they come here, they have to request for shelter, and then they're officially, legally asylum seekers. Israel never check the request of Eritrean and Sudanese. Israel gives them automatically permission to stay here. It's called like a group protection. They're allowed to stay in Israel, but they are not allowed to work, or they're not allowed to. They don't have any medical rights and any other basic rights. And because Israel never check as a policy, never check their requests.
Yeah. And I guess some of them, because they've came here illegally, are ending up in prison as well, are they?
Yes. In Israel there is a new law since 2 years ago, I think, that it's called the law of preventing invasion, something like this, which allowed the country to prison them for up to 3 years without any trial, without for nothing actually. And there are more than 2,000 people actually jailed 3 kilometers from here in Saharonim jail, just for being asylum seekers actually.
And how many asylum seekers are coming actually into the land of Israel?
Right now in Israel there are, I think, 65,000. Around 45,000 of them are from Eritrea, the big majority. Asylum seekers from other countries are being checked actually, from Ivory Coast and from other countries in Africa. But as I said before, the people from Sudan and Eritrea never been checked. So they're just some of them being jailed, some of them just sleeping here in the streets without any permission to work.
So you've actually became their legal guardian while you're here at the boarding school, I guess?
Yeah, the Israeli court decided that these kids are they must have they have the right for education, because it doesn't matter the political situation, argument, they're still kids, and they deserve to be kids. And this is what we're trying to do here actually, to let them being kids, being teenagers.
And do they get an education here as well?
Yeah, they're getting education, they have social activities during the day. So it's really different than what they experienced so far in prison.
And what happens to them once they become 18 years of age? How do you deal with the situation then?
Legally, they're allowed to leave leave the boarding school and just staying here in Israel. They have no other rights like medical rights but we're trying the kids that finishing here the program. In this year, 8 kids will finish. They will become 18 until the end of the year, and we're trying to find some continuation for them, some programs in kibbutzim in Israel or even here in Nitzana that will let them work or a place to stay, some place to be.
Yeah. So there isn't really any plan, but it's just trying to get them into society and getting them a job, really, so that they can survive for themselves, is it?
Yes, it's actually the first time that we or anyone else here dealing with this kind of situation. So we are while we are trying to find, we're trying to help them to have some better future. We're still learning how to do it because it never happened before.
Yeah. If they're escaping persecution and they've been treated badly on the way, some of them must have some really horrific stories.
Yes, some of them. Some of them have really terrible stories about things they experienced, things they saw, things their family had. It's not really it's not really easy for them to talk about it. It's not even in their culture to talk and to share. So this is another thing that they have to deal with during their staying here. Even if they have if they're free here to do things, to play soccer, to do everything they want. It's always there, the situation of their families and the things that they passed in the journey here to here.
Are they able to get counselling for some of these issues?
Yes, we have 2 social workers that this is what they do actually. They talk to the kids and trying to treat them. Some of them when we feel that they need treatment for even from psychiatrists, so we're sending them to hospital, and but the kids getting any treatment they need.
That's good. Yeah. And do they able to fit into society now here in Israel?
Some of them I would say that yes, they can do it. They can live among us, but we're not. It's not something that we're trying to work on while they're here because we don't know what their future will be. We don't know what the decision of the government will be in 2 months, in 1 year, in 2 years. So the future is really a big question mark.
I guess they have no future really because they have no status. So they don't know whether they're staying here long term or whether they're going to be getting sent back to their own country, I guess.
It's not possible for them to go to the country. If they will go back to the country right now, they might get either killed or prison for all life or something like this. In regular, I used to work in regular boarding school in Israel, and there, when the teenagers are about to finish the program, finish school, so you know what to work with them about, what to work on, to prepare them to military or work about being part of the Israeli society and being more independent. And here it's more question mark than things that we know. So it's make it harder.
And what's your prayer for these young guys that are here? What do you want to see for them?
I wish that they will have a peaceful life. If it will be here or in some other country, they deserve to live peaceful life and to be a human being like us.
Okay, Yoav, thank you very much.
Thank you.